Hello, everyone, and we are at the end of the week. Congratulations, you made it. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Welcome to the show. Let's get you up to speed with some news that you could use right now.
Hey there, beautiful people. I'm Anne Asis-Carilo, TGIF. Join us for the next hour and a half as we bring you laughter, inspiration, and stories and conversations that matter. Woohoo! Friday!
Friday's here. I cannot wait to finally take a break. I am
And
tired.
sleep. Oh my goodness.
I mean, like, I have only like my engagements tomorrow are only in the afternoon, so pwede na ako matulog buong umaga. So I'm excited for that, but at the same time, I know you're excited for Friday already. I know you're excited for the end of the week kasi kanina yung mga pinag-uusapan natin, hindi pang weekday.
No, hindi.
Kanina, right before the lead into the show, ladies and gentlemen, grabe talaga yung mga pinag-uusapan natin. We are like, wow, excited for the weekend.
We should have like a camera dedicated for all these off-the-air conversations.
Parang mga cancel ata tayo kung ganun eh, no? Parang hindi ata good for TV. Hindi ako sigurado kung good for online eh.
Nag-outfit check tong si Paolo del Rosario sa green screen all the time.
No, I do.
Stress ako sa mga nakikita kong mga bagay-bagay.
You know what? Alam ko na stress ka, pero I think masaya naman si Direk, right?
Makes for good content.
Yes.
To be used in the future, maybe on your birthday, di ba?
I don't know.
Carry.
No, I make sure na hindi siya pwede magamit.
Okay.
Always. I always make sure na hindi siya pwede magamit.
PG
But
daw,
then, of
PG.
course,
Okay.
they say we're a PG show. Buti lang yung buong pangalan ko, Paolo Gabriel, so it's a PG show. But, of course, Anne, exciting show here today still.
Yes, we'll be talking about motorcycle safety later, and that is always an interesting conversation kasi parang tumataas yung motorcycle-related accidents in the metro. So that's good to talk about today. And also, May is Road Safety Month.
Yeah.
So that's a very timely topic.
100%. I want to talk about that also. And of course, we can answer the debate that we have had a problem with for a very long time.
You know what? We are going to ask Mike that later.
And I also need to know what you guys think at home. Kaya mag-comment na lang kayo. Naniniwala ba kayo na kung naka-big bike ka, that they should be able to use one car slot sa parking kahit they don't occupy that much space?
You know, I feel like online we should have a box, like what do you call that? Yung mga poll box.
Poll.
Yeah, we can actually put that on like YouTube and have this argument.
Yeah.
Because si Paolo says no and I say yeah.
Yeah, because well, to be fair, I don't have a big bike. I think your husband has a...
My husband has a big bike,
so,
and I think it's allowed.
No,
But
it is allowed.
It is allowed.
But it's not practical. It's like rompers. They don't make sense.
Because big bikes need more space to maneuver.
Yeah, but you don't need as much space as a car.
The motorcycle parking kasi, it's not enough for the big bikes. So that's why they're allowed to use the car.
Pero ang laki ng space na ginagamit na for like
anyway,
let's talk about that some other time.
Okay.
Or never. Sana ma-traffic ka pa uwi. Let's talk about the traffic.
Ay, nako, yeah. Let's start with traffic check this morning. Let's check the situation in major roads at this hour. Here is what's happening along EDSA, Quezon Avenue flyover. Left side are vehicles going to Cubao. We're seeing light traffic on that stretch, and middle and right lanes are vehicles going to Balintawak. No problem yet as of this hour. Let's take a look at EDSA White Plains this time. On the left side are vehicles going to Shaw Boulevard. We are seeing light to moderate traffic already building up on that area. On the opposite lane, you're seeing vehicles going to Cubao. Light traffic on that stretch. Now, heads up to motorists. The expanded vehicle number coding scheme is in full swing. It's a Friday, so vehicles with license plates ending in 9 and 0 should be off the road right about now until 10 a.m. and again later from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Motorists can check out the MMDA website soon if they commit any violations under the No Conduct Apprehension policy. The MMDA is set to launch an online checker sometime next month. Owners will be given a one-time password that's applicable even if they own multiple vehicles. The agency says the checker aims to inform possible violators ahead of time so they won't be surprised if and when they commit a violation. The MMDA also warns motorists who are going the extra mile to escape penalties.
Marami kaming na-monitor sa CCTV na nilagyan ng electrical tape, nilagyan ng masking tape. So we admire the Filipino ingenuity. Pero I am warning them na ang penalty for this is 5,000. Baka po magulat sila. I think everybody must also give their share at magsakripisyo during the EDSA rehab, during the EDSA rebuild na 18 to 24 months. Kasi kung everybody will just, ask for exemption, sasabihin, ito lang ang araw na hindi ko magagamit. We can make use of the window hour.
Expelled Congressman Arnie Teves is now in Philippine custody after 2 years of hiding in Timor-Leste. This after Timor-Leste ordered his immediate deportation and was fled back home by Philippine Air Force. Teves is the suspected mastermind in the killing of his political rival, late Negros Oriental Governor Roel Degamo, and 9 others in what is called the Pamplona Massacre. Degamo's widow, Negros Oriental Representative-elect Janice Degamo, hailed the development and said justice is coming. Teves' camp, on the other hand, remains that the arrest of the former congressman was illegal.
Ng mga miyembro ng legal team ni Congressman Teves will always plan for any contingency. Noon po, we are acting because of the situation that he is in Timor-Leste and outside of the jurisdiction of Philippine courts. Ngunit hindi po nangangahulugan doon na kami po ay nagpapahinga lamang dito.
A top contender for House speakership in the 20th Congress, Congressman Benitez, faces a marital scandal after his wife files a case against him for his alleged infidelity. A copy of the complaint affidavit filed by Nikki Lopez Benitez made rounds on social media, mentioning the name of his supposed mistress, actress Ivana Alawi. Political website reports that Nikki said she suffered mental and emotional anguish from repeated betrayal. So she filed a case under the Anti-Violence Against Women and Women and Their Children Act, or VAUSI. The complaint particularly mentioned Albie to have had marital infidelity more than once. While all camps are still mum on the issue, Congressman's lawyer, attorney Peter Sanchez, said Albie is willing to cooperate with the case, but that their camp doubts the timing of the wife's complaint.
The image of a woman who emerged from a drainage in Makati had netizens talking on social media, and the Social Welfare Department is now seeking the individuals living in a culvert. Our mobile journalist, Ivy Reyes, now joins us live from Pasay. Ivy, what can you tell us about this incident?
And we're live here at the Walang Gutom kitchen of the Department of Social Welfare and Development with 3 street dwellers who know Rose, the girl who went viral after emerging from a drainage in Makati. And we've been with the DSWD since 5 this morning, tracking down the rest of the dwellers in the now viral culvert near the Makati Medical Center, which they call the Botanical Garden. Rose went down to check, but no dwellers were found inside the culvert. Now, Secretary Rex Gatchalian and social workers of the department managed to convince just 3 individuals to come here at the kitchen for profiling and immediate assistance. And during our interview with Sec Gatchalian earlier this morning, he clarified a few things. First, he debunked stories about Rose living inside the drainage where she was found. For the information of all, Rose isn't homeless. She was only trying to retrieve the cutter she uses when she goes out for scraps. Rose is also already in the Pag-abot system of DSWD, their flagship project to help families and individuals in street situations. And Gatchalian said that for individuals like Rose, they give a maximum of 80,000 pesos for livelihood assistance. Now, they also assist in ensuring employment with the help of TESDA and the Labor Department. As of this year, since the Pag-abot launch in 2023, the department has reached out to 10,000 street dwellers. The only problem is only half of that number is willing to accept the assistance of DSWD. Earlier this morning, there were actually actually 7 dwellers in near Skyway. But when they saw the DSWD mobile, they were running away. According to Rose, if they're not in the culvert, they stay along the Skyway sidewalk. Meanwhile, Gatchalian said that hesitancy is a problem they have yet to resolve. And the reason why they have Rose here today is because they're trying new ways to appeal to the dwellers without scaring them off. And in this breakfast with the secretary, the dwellers were profiled about the employment they want to pursue, as well as other information they can coordinate with TESDA and the Labor Department to make the necessary arrangements so they can start very early. As of now, that's the latest here in Pasay. Anne?
All right, thank you, Ivy Reyes, reporting live from Pasay.
2 more cabinet officials have been removed from their positions as part of the president's government reset. Solicitor General Menardo Guevara and CHED Chairperson Prospero de Vera are the latest cabinet members to have their resignations accepted by President Marcos. Some are saying the, quote, reset is targeting officials and appointees from the previous administration. During Duterte's term in office, Guevara was just a secretary while De Vera was appointed to his position by Duterte. Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin stresses that this is not a purge, but an effort by the president to better serve the people.
This is not a purge, let me remind you of that. This effort is the president's commitment to a government that works fast, delivers results, and meets the expectations of the Filipino people.
UP Law Dean Darlene Berberabe was sworn in as the new Solicitor General, replacing Menardo Guevara.
As the president himself stated, when we see shortfalls in performance, I don't leave it at that. I don't do things pang-optics.
Guevara responded, saying he respects the decision of the president. In a message to the Bilyonaryo news channel, he added he is leaving government work with a great feeling of fulfillment. His successor served as Chief Executive Officer of Pag-ibig during the Aquino administration and is currently one of the board directors of SM Prime. Berberabe graduated summa cum laude and class valedictorian from the UP College of Social Sciences and Philosophy in 1989 and salutatorian of UP Law class of 1999. To sports fans, she's more known as the former wife of PBA great Samboy Lim and mom of SEA Games gold medalist karateka Jamie Lim.
Police Major General Nicolas Torre is set to become the next PNP chief. Torre is replacing General Romel Marbil, who will step down next month after serving an extended term. He'll be the first Philippine National Police Academy graduate to assume the PNP's top post. Torre led 2 high-profile arrests, former President Rodrigo Duterte in March and the controversial televangelist Apollo Kibuloy last year. Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin says Torre's appointment was a choice made by President Marcos.
The turnover of command will happen June 2nd. The President's discretion, which I consider to be absolute. Most promotions are given on merit. So let us assume that this was given on merit.
Former National Police Chief and Senator-elect Ping Lacson supports the appointment of Police Major General Nicolas Torre as the next PNP chief. Here's what he said in an interview on the Bilyonaryo News Channel's Agenda.
Hindi ko masyadong kabisado o kilala si General Torre kasi junior officer siya nung ako'y chief ng Philippine National Police. Ang narinig ko lamang sa kanya at ang aking na-observan sa kanya, he's a decisive, firm, and mission-oriented na opisyal. So he deserves to be appointed na hepe ng pambansang polisiya.
The president's bold reset is not a performance review but a loyalty check. Now, this statement is from former Ateneo School of Government Dean Tony Lavinia on BNC's At the Forefront.
It doesn't seem to be about a review of, making the government more efficient, more effective. I don't see that. Now, of course, officials of GOCCs have terms of office based on their charters. But the reality is they're also appointed by the president.
Lavinia also disagrees with the president's decision to retain his economic team amid the shakeup.
They gave the impression that they will reset the government, but it's a massive transformation, a radical transformation because of the midterms. Eh kung ganon, dapat nagsimula siya by revamping the economic managers. Kasi, at the bottom of it all, the people felt, I think, sa elections, that the government has failed them in terms of their livelihoods, in terms of inflation, in terms of food, di ba?
In world news, students and faculty members at Harvard University rallied on campus in a show of support for international students, urging the university to stand firm amid escalating federal pressure. The protest comes as the U.S. government canceled nearly $3 billion in federal research grants and plans to terminate remaining contracts amounting to $100 million. Trump's administration also moved to revoke the university's ability to enroll international students. Harvard is suing the administration over the moves, over violation of due process and free speech infringement.
I would say that we as international students in Harvard, in the U.S., we are not enemies of the U.S. We don't hate the U.S. If we are here, it's because we admire this country and we admire actually the academic and the liberty and the freedoms that this country has. When we go back home, most of us serve as ambassadors to the country in an informal way. We go back to strengthen American ties with our countries economically, diplomatically, politically, academically. And so we are not the enemy. We are actually participating in the system, making this country bigger, if you want it, better in a sense. And so I will just say that we are not the enemy. You don't have to fight us.
At the core of the United States, we're a country founded on immigrants, and we're a country, one of our core values is being welcoming to immigrants from all across America, all across the world into American shores. And I think that we've really gotten away from that core value, but it's something that's really important.
In the U.S., the White House is not backing down on its tariffs at any cost. U.S. Trade Advisor Pete Navarro said that the Trump administration will seek to enact tariffs through other means if it ultimately loses court fights over its trade policy. Navarro said the U.S. tariffs would remain in place for now following a court stay, and that the administration is still in talks with other countries to continue trade negotiations.
Now, off to entertainment, the cast and crew of the new Superman movie is visiting the Philippines. The leading stars of the movie, who play Superman, Lois Lane, and Lex Luthor, as well as director James Gunn, are visiting Manila on June 19. Now, this will be part of the movie's world tour ahead of its summer release on July 9.
Citizens of Metropolis
and the world,
Superman is coming to a city near you. He's back.
But don't worry, you're not in danger.
We're coming to cities all over the world for the Superman Global Tour.
Superman, just look up.
And we will see you soon.
Oh, Superman is in the building! Soon, hopefully.
Is in the country!
Okay,
and
now this is...
I hope they make a stop here.
You see, this is the time that you should say that out loud.
Yes, so let's
right?
manifest it. Please visit. It's a beautiful day.
Your
We'd love
track
to have
record for
you.
manifestation is not great.
Grabe ka talaga.
No,
Malay mo naman.
I don't know how we're gonna do this. How we're going to try and will them to come on
You
over.
have to manifest it with me. Kasi pag may kumukontra, sometimes it will not work.
What if we invite them? I'd like to do the holding hands, pero kulang tayo eh. Kulang kami ng pang-prayer circle.
Oo, sama natin lahat.
So wherever you are, Monique Tuson, I know you're in Italy right now. Malapit ka na kay the Pope. pray for us na punta si Superman dito. And of course, the entire cast and crew. I'm a big fan of James Gunn in particular as a director. Always, he's always been a fun director. So hopefully they do come on over, or we get a chance to go see them, because I love these media junkets when they do come on over.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully that all happens.
It's really so nice when all these Hollywood celebrities come to the Philippines, right? Either to promote their movie or to shoot here in the Philippines. Didn't we have that recent group that President Bongbong Marcos met, the cast of Last Resort, and Daisy Ridley was there also.
Alam mo,
And-
that's so funny kasi Daisy Ridley last night sa BGC lang. Like,
They're shooting the Last Resort here.
Dun sa BGC.
And it's just so fun that, that they come here.
Yeah.
The Philippines is, it's a nice country and everyone's welcome, especially on the show.
Gusto ko yan yung message natin sa huli.
On a beautiful day. And it's a beautiful day, right?
All right, so let's move on.
Yes, anyway, moving on. Maria Grazia Chiuri is stepping down as creative director of Dior's women's collections. Chiuri has held the post since 2016 and says she is immensely proud of the 9 years she spent on the job. The chief executive director of Dior Couture thanks her for writing a key chapter in Christian Dior history and contributing to its tremendous growth. Insiders speculate that Chiuri's departure is to pave the way for Jonathan Anderson to step in as her replacement. A spokesperson for Dior declined to comment on the succession plans. And in other entertainment news, mark your calendars, Army, as BTS's J-Hope is releasing a new single next month. The song titled Killin' It Girl will drop on June 13 and features American rapper Glorilla. J-Hope's label Big Hit says the record is a hip-hop track that vividly expresses the thrill of love at first sight. This follows Hobie's singles Sweet Dreams and Mona Lisa, which were both released earlier this year.
Oh, I'm excited for that. J-Hope was in the Philippines, and
Yes,
he
that big concert.
He had a huge concert.
I didn't get tickets.
Yes.
But I had fun because it was really hard to get tickets. My big Army friend actually told me na she really did everything she could to get her hands on tickets, but wala, hirap daw.
Yeah, I know, but from the ones who went to the concert, I just saw on social media, na it was a real party. For those who are not familiar with who J-Hope is, a BTS, he's probably one of the strongest dancers in that group and strongest performers, and he was able to really bring that energy at ramdam na ramdam talaga. So I'm so excited for all the Army out there. Hindi ko na memorize yung I am your hope, yung spiel niya, yung lines niya, but I'm just so happy for them.
Yes.
Kasi BTS fans had it rough with majority of BTS going into the Army for a while.
I know. But you know what? Even when they were in hiatus, because
Yeah.
some of them were part of military service, right? They were still coming out
with singles.
stuff.
Yeah.
Singles and even merch
Yeah.
for the Army fans or the BTS fans. So,
I remember Jungkook in particular
Yeah.
had a lot of collaborations in the United States.
Yes.
RM had a lot of collaborations in South Korea, and including some harder rap stuff that's not necessarily K-pop
Yeah.
friendly, but it was mature. So, I mean, like, there's a lot of ways to go about it. And nagulat ka ba na maraming kong alam dito sa BTS?
Di naman.
Okay, good.
I guess magugulat ako if si Mo, but yun na.
Yeah, no, but Mo... Hi, Mo.
I feel like you secretly dance to BTS.
No. I mean, I vibed to them for a while.
Well,
because
you
of
secretly
the,
danced,
No, because
period.
I mean, especially during the pandemic, a lot of people listened to them during the pandemic,
Yeah.
and they were part of my rotation at one point.
Okay.
So there's a bit of familiarity with them talaga. So yeah, I mean, like you gotta be a man of the globe, just to be able to appreciate all of that. But on that note, which I love, by the way, we've got more stories for you on Weather HQ live after the break. Don't go away. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back.
Sa pagsikat ng bagong umaga, laging may pag-asa. Baon ng determinasyon. Bitbit ang sipag. Bunga ng dedikasyon at pagsusumikap. Para sa ating mga mahal sa buhay.
Hi po! Fresh day!
Buong pagmamalaking gawang Filipino. Atin to. Frutas. Made by Filipinos.
Upon a star. No, I see it's true. I can feel the dark. Can you feel it too? I can feel it all. I can feel it all.
May Rodriguez. Newsfeed at noon. On BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
And welcome back. You're still watching this beautiful day. This is Weather HQ. Now let's check out the local weather today first and what weather systems are affecting the country. Now the country is currently experiencing the effects of two active weather systems. The southwesterly wind flow, which is impacting the western part of Luzon, while a frontal system is affecting the eastern portion and the northern portion of Luzon. So you have these two effects right here. So this is the blue line over here and of course the southwesterly wind flow. Now due to the frontal system, cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms are expected over the Cagayan Valley. Now, the southwesterly wind flow is bringing in cloudy skies with moderate to heavy rains and thunderstorms over the Ilocos region and the Cordillera Administrative region, as well as central Luzon. Now, it will also result in partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms over in Metro Manila, Calabarzon, and Mimaropa. Now, for the rest of the country, partly cloudy skies are expected with localized thunderstorms likely in the afternoon or in the evening. Now, let's see how the southwesterly surface wind flow could influence the latest heat index coming from Pag-asa. Now, let's take a look at Infanta Quezon, where the heat index is projected to soar to a scorching hot 46 degrees Celsius, currently the highest in the country. Next in line are several areas forecasted to swelter under a 43 degrees Celsius heat index. Now, these include Tuguegarao, Cagayan, Baler, Aurora, Dipolog in Zamboanga del Norte, and Surigao City. Additionally, a 42 degrees Celsius heat index is expected in the following locations: in Apari, Cagayan, Itiaga, Isabela, Casiguran, Aurora, Muñoz, and Nueva Ecija. Similarly, these areas may also experience a heat index of 42 degrees Celsius. Alabat, Quezon, Iloilo City, Dumangas, Iloilo, and Butuan City. These elevated temperatures can bring dangerous health effects, including heat exhaustion and heat stroke, so make sure you drink plenty of water, avoid direct sun exposure, and of course, stay safe. Now, let's take a look at the current state of our coastal waters. Pag-asa says there are no gale warnings in effect at the moment, so the sea conditions across most parts of the country are expected to be calm with light winds and smooth to gentle waves. Fisherfolk and seafarers are reminded to stay informed by checking the latest weather updates before setting sail. Remember, safety on the water should always come first. Now, QC is going to be tackling the air quality around the city. As environmental and health concerns grow, air quality remains a pressing issue for all of us. Today, we'll look into Quezon City's Air Quality Index, the role of its monitoring network, and how we can all help keep our air clean. Joining us via Zoom is Ms. Andrea Villaroman, Head of Quezon City's Climate and Environmental Sustainability Department. Magandang umaga, Ms. Villaroman. It's a beautiful day and welcome to the show.
Good morning. Good morning to you po.
All right, ma'am, let's take a look first at the current state of the air quality in Quezon City based on the latest AQI ratings or the AQI readings.
Well, actually, ang ating AQI, we're very blessed here in Quezon City na we stay within the limits of the DNR standards. So, which means na at around 20 to 25, yun po yung ating range. Pero for the past 4 years that we are recording this, hindi tayo lumalagpas ng 21 micrograms per cubic meter. So, which means na talagang dito sa Quezon City, malinis pa ang hangin.
Ma'am, alam ko medyo technical po ito yung AQI, but can you explain to siguro in layman's terms, ano po yung mini-measure ng AQI when we talk about the particles in the air? What does that really mean? And of course, what constitutes as danger levels in terms of yung air quality po?
Yes, very technical talaga itong pag-measure natin ng air quality index, no? In fact, wala tayong gantong monitoring equipment nung nag-start po ang administration ni Mayor Joy, but we felt the need to measure our air quality. Ang ating tinitignan is yung particulate matter na 2.5. These are very small particles na mini-measure ng ating air quality sensors para makita kung meron tayong pagtaas ng readings, and therefore kapag meron ganong pagtaas, ina-analyze natin kung ano yung dapat na maging interventions based on the possible sources of air pollution. So daily po, we are guided by our equipment. Ito po yung Clarity dashboard na tinitingnan namin every day. So we have a dashboard na nandun lahat ang data pagdating sa aming 40 non-reference sensors. So from that, ito po ay kinakalculate namin. At kaya kami naglalabas ng map. I'm seeing na dun sa video niyo no, na pinapalabas, meron kaming AQI map. Very simple siya actually dahil gusto natin maintindihan ng tao kung anong ibig sabihin niya. So say for example, kapag nakalagay siya sa green, yung good, ibig sabihin nun, wala tayong pag-aalala na dapat gawin dahil napakalinis ng hangin. Meron din siya na requirements. Say for example, pag medyo mataas ang reading, ang instruction dyan is dapat mag-mask na tayo. So we make it a point na maintindihan siya ng public by doing it through social media also.
Ma'am, if I'm not mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong, there are 40 air quality monitoring sensors in place. Nakita natin kanina yung mapa that shows its locations and of course yung results niya. Just how important is this particular data, especially when you can find data on specific areas to help with decision-making policies, environmental policies, in a very localized manner po?
Well, it's really very important kasi targeted. Hindi natin nakikita yung effect ng air pollution. Hindi rin natin minsan napapansin, mataas pala yung levels. Even for kami na mga technical staff na kailangan talaga mag-base kami dun sa aming data sa air quality sensors. So, dahil meron kaming data kung saan posibleng matataas ang pollution hotspots, yung interventions din namin very targeted. Say for example, nakikita ninyo sa aming mga air quality index maps, lagi pong mataas ang Cubao-Arayat area. So, kung titignan natin ang Cubao-Arayat, ano ba yung foot traffic, ano ba yung activities na meron doon? So, that way, meron kaming kaukulang interventions sa ginawa. Say for example, nakikita namin na at this certain time of the day mataas siya. Ano kayang cost niya? So pupuntahan niya ng areas ng ating mga barangay enforcers, pupuntahan niya ng mga traffic personnel ng city government at ire-report po sa amin yan. Ang sasabihin po nila, meron po kasing idling ng sasakyan kaya po merong pagtaas ng reading dahil public market po yung lugar na yon. So kami, very important talaga yung data kasi nakikita namin kung paano namin i-address yung certain situations and pollution hotspots na nakikita namin.
Ms. Andrea, it feels very extensive yung network po ninyo with the 40 monitoring stations and 40 monitoring systems, and it feels already in terms of yung quality ng network po ninyo, it's more expansive than some other cities, some other LGUs. But are there already plans to make the data even more extensive? Any plans to expand yung data gathering po ninyo in terms of air quality?
Yes, we're still expanding, no? Although we have met the required number of sensors in Quezon City, which is 40, nakita namin yung kahalagahan ng paglalagay ng dagdag na sensors sa mga schools ng Quezon City. We have about 156 or more pa na schools. These are just public schools. Pero tingin namin dahil very vulnerable ang mga bata, kailangan namin maglagay mismo sa mga sites ng school natin para sa pag-assess kung sila ba ay pumapasa dun sa exposure level na nililimit sa atin ng DNR. So from 40 sensors, we're planning to expand more. There's going to be 25, I think, 25 more this year. And we're adding a wind module, yung hangin, malalaman natin kung saan nanggagaling yung flow ng hangin. Kasi while this is very technical, no, important sa amin na yung flow ng hangin nalalaman dahil kapag very stagnant, ibig sabihin wala masyadong movement sa hangin, nagiging area yon kapag nagkakaroon ng opportunity na magstay lang yung pollution level sa isang lugar. So high risk po sa amin yun, no? Kami mismo, tinitingnan namin how to address that. Kaya yung mga ganong additional wind modules ay very important to us. Meron din tayong opportunity na makita kasi hindi naman lahat ng activities within Quezon City lang. Say for example, nagkaroon ng sunog sa tabi naming mga cities. So nalalaman namin kapag ang wind direction papunta sa Quezon City, alam namin kung saan siya nanggagaling and therefore nakikipag-coordinate din naman kami sa ibang mga counterparts ko sa iba't ibang mga cities dito sa Metro Manila.
Ma'am, Quezon City has been one of the LGUs that have really tackled the environment aggressively under Mayor Belmonte. And when you take a look at the air quality levels and, of course, working alongside other organizations such as the CCESD, how is the QCHD working alongside them to monitor yung impact po of yung air quality, either poor or good, for the residents of Quezon City po?
Yeah, we actually have an air quality technical working group here in Quezon City and co-chair ko po as head of the climate change department, ang head din ng ating city health department. Nagkaroon kami ng health impact assessment actually, no, tinignan namin kung ano yung mga cases ng diseases na tingin namin related sa air pollution exposure. So very crucial sa amin na makipag-coordinate sa iba't ibang departments. Aside from city health department, actually, we also coordinate with our traffic enforcers kasi napakahalaga nung information on the ground. Sila yung nakakaalam kapag may sunog, sila yung nakakaalam kapag heavy yung traffic, which is mostly yan ang source ng ating pollution, no, yung vehicular traffic, sila ang nagre-report sa amin. So it's actually an interdepartment collaboration. Hindi namin sinusolo lang yung work kasi marami pong dapat na stakeholders na makibahagi sa amin. In fact, we also have a group, we call them the Clean Air Advocates. So these are private citizens na anytime na magkaroon sila ng incidences sa area nila, they get to report this to our Facebook page. Ini-inform kami kapag may open burning, say for example, meron silang kapitbahay na nagtatapon ng basura and then ito ay sinusunog, yun po inire-report din sa amin kasi napakahalaga na on the ground, alam namin yung situation para relate namin naman dun sa aming air quality index. And therefore, kapag alam na namin yung lahat ng datos, alam na rin namin kung paano siya a-actionan at bibigyan ng intervention.
Ms. Andrea, I remember seeing yung mapa po ninyo for the first time and thinking na it is surprisingly good air quality for a city dito sa Metro Manila. When you take a look at siguro the surprise reactions of some people when it comes to yung air quality ng Quezon City, we have to talk about the policies and the programs that QC has implemented to improve yung air quality. Alam ko mahaba po yung listahan when it comes to yung mga programa po ninyo, mga polisiya po ninyo. But what do you feel is one of the more impactful programs and policies that has led to a relatively good air quality sa Quezon City po?
Well, actually, we are very blessed dahil very green pa ang Quezon City. Napakarami pa ating puno na siyang nag-absorb din ng ating mga carbon dioxide emissions, no? Pero apart from that, having a lot of green spaces, we are really very active in promoting active mobility. So kung napansin nyo, nagsimula yan during the pandemic na naglagay kami ng mga bike lanes dito sa major thoroughfares and even the inner roads, no? Mahalaga yon na hindi tayo masyado nagre-rely doon sa sasakyan kapag kaya naman nating mag-promote ng ibang mga active means of transport. Say for example, kapag malapit lang naman ang pupuntahan mo, hindi ka na kailangan sumakay ng sasakyan, kundi pwede ka na maglakad or pwede kang mag-bike. So very active tayo dyan. In fact, we have already 201 kilometers of bike lanes at hindi tayo titigil doon. Meron tayong target na dapat by 2028, meron tayong 350 kilometers of bike lanes in Quezon City. We are also very active in terms of engaging the public. Kaya meron kaming air quality monitoring group. Ito yung technical working group namin na nag-engage din sa barangays. Pinapaalam natin kung ano yung mga activities na nakakasama doon sa environment, no? Doon sa air quality ng Quezon City. Say for example, itong mga clean air advocates natin, sila mismo yung nagsisilbi naming echo sa mga communities nila dahil sila yung nagtuturo. So, it's really engaging everybody, no? Aside from bike lanes tayo, very aggressive tayo sa pag-transition natin ng electric vehicles. Alam nyo ba yung libreng sakay dito sa Quezon City, no? Meron kaming 8 routes na libreng sumakay ang ating mga Q-citizens para sa kanilang pagtatrabaho. Itong 8 buses na to ay ginawa na nating electric, no? Sarili nating pondo, sarili nating initiative, tinatransition natin itong more than 100 buses na libre para sa ating mga commuters at hopefully po, yun po ang masundan din ng ating mga ibang mga neighboring cities. And kami mismo internally, dahil we believe in moral ascendancy, kami mismo dito sa city government, nag-procure na kami ng hybrid vehicles para sa operations namin. So it's really a collaborative effort on everyone, no? Hindi lang sa city government, but even the public. Very important sa amin na engage po sila sa aming programa.
Ms. Andrea, when we started the interview, you mentioned beforehand na hindi ka po sanay to do interviews like this. But then the insights you gave po, iba talaga. Maraming salamat po. We really appreciate you. Send my regards to the rest of your team po. And thank you so much for coming on the show. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you. Maraming salamat po.
That was Ms. Andrea Villaroman from the Quezon City Climate Change and Environmental Sustainability Department. But that is it for Weather HQ for the moment and for today. Back to you, Anne.
Thank you so much, Pal. As we wrap up the month of May, we put the spotlight on the safety of motorcycle riders this Road Safety Month. Catch our discussion with the Motorcycle Development Program Participants Association after the break. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back.
Get to the latest stories.
The Philippines bags a historic bronze at the 2025 Asia-Pacific Women's Lacrosse Championship.
The updates.
Table tennis power duo siblings brought home medals from the WTT Youth Contender.
The scores and what to celebrate in the world of sports.
I'm Anton Rojas.
And I'm Erica Christensen.
On the scorecard.
Where sports is our business.
And business is our sport.
Only here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Ito po si Father Nono.
Ako po si Father Fiel Pareha.
Ako si Risa Singson Kaupeng.
Kape at pandasal na po tayo. Ito po si Cardinal Chito Tagle.
And welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. May is Road Safety Month. The Motorcycle Development Program Participants Association, or the MDPPA, seeks to help our riders stay safe and informed on the streets. Joining us in the studio is Michael John Lopez, the Road Safety Committee Chairman of the MDPPA. It's a beautiful day. Mike, welcome to the show.
Hi, good morning. Happy to be here.
Good morning. Let's dive straight into our topic today, our conversation. We've seen a troubling number of road-related accidents lately. Now, according to data from the PNP Highway Patrol Group, there is a little over 4,000 motorcycle-related road crashes from January to April of this year. And there's also over 15,000 cases recorded last year, 2024. Now, what do you think are the biggest contributors to this surge?
Yeah, for the data, the factors contributing for the accidents or road crash are majority for speeding and destructive driving. But meron tayong mga hindi na papansin na also contributes sa mga data natin, like yung poor maintenance of the motorcycle, and also yung preparedness ng ating riders, yung mga hindi nakikita by data, pero that also contributes on the numbers of accidents.
When we talk about yung accidents, and people always talk about yung sources niya, or at least the reasons why it happened, more often than not, it is human error when it comes to not, for example, you mentioned yung maintenance, not being able to maintain your vehicle properly, or distracted driving, or even just not looking around in general. When you hear about those factors, it feels, because I understand for motorcycle drivers in particular, napaka-importante yung education and how to keep safe, especially sa mga blind spot na mga motorists who are not in motorcycles. How important is yung education na yan?
Yeah, maganda rin kasi na meron kasing concept regarding sa motorcycle na it is not safe na vehicle. So, actually, based on the numbers, more on human error or judgment or background education ang nagiging factor. For example, when handling intersection or yung roundabout, usually it will be a common understanding, pero sa iba, hindi pa rin po nila alam.
Okay.
And kaya ang importante rin dito is continuous learning for our riders, and also it's a shared responsibility yung road safety natin na hindi lang po yung gumagamit ng motorsiklo or yung sasakyan, and also pati po yung mga pedestrian. Lahat po ng gumagamit ng karsada is dapat na alam nila yung kanilang gagawin and always be safe sa paggamit ng mga karsada.
Now that you mentioned road responsibility, road safety is really just not relying on the motorcycle riders. It's a shared responsibility. That's what you mentioned. In your view, what does shared responsibility really look like on our streets?
For that, ma'am, ngayon, ang madali, nagsisharing lang ng blame. Madaling mag-blame si four wheels, mag-blame sa motorcycle, si motorcycle will do the same sa ano. I think it's not shared blaming, it's a shared responsibility and effort. So hindi lang po dapat na ang nag-e-effort is yung four wheels, nag-e-effort din po yung side namin sa two wheels. So lahat po dapat contributes on having a safe environment.
Yes. One of the interventions at least by government to help in terms of yung security of yung mga motorists natin is the implementation of mga motorcycle lanes on certain highways, thoroughfares rather, and then even some cycling lanes is for the bicycles, and in other words, dedicated lanes for certain vehicle types, even the bus lanes. When you see people not necessarily respecting that, what would you attribute that to? Because minsan may mga ibang motorists out there who don't even realize that certain lanes are certain lanes. One of my favorite examples is Commonwealth, na minsan di mo alam na nasa motorcycle lane ka na kasi yung mga lanes talagang it feels a bit different in terms of as you drive down it. So when you take a look at factors like that, what government intervention could be done from an infrastructure perspective to make things even safer?
For the infrastructure, may progress, yes. Nagkakaroon po ng mga progress for the infrastructure. Pero the volume of motorcycle and also cyclist is talagang very high.
Yeah.
So I think our infrastructure need to catch up on better roads, better signages, and also yung road markings po natin. And one of the factor is yung nakikita po namin na yung there's no continuity on the LGU's traffic regulations. For example, one city will approve this type of policy and the next city is not. So, yun po yung nakikita namin na factor na parang nahihirapan din po yung mga riders natin to adapt. For example, some cities like Quezon City have this motorcycle lanes, bike lanes, and some other cities ay wala kasi hindi kaya nung mga roads nila. So that are some challenges for the motorcycle riders.
You mentioned a while ago proper education for motorcycle riders, and I believe your association has been conducting mga programs and workshops for road safety, and you have this program, Tropang Maalam.
Yes.
Can we talk about that?
Si Maalam is yung modelo, aktibo, alerto, ligtas, alalay, and matalino. So that's the meaning that parang that is a ideal or a model rider for us. So for that program, we go to barangays, companies, and schools to conduct road safety seminars.
Okay.
Ang maganda po dito, for example, sa road safety committee po namin, we target senior high schools. So, ang idea po dito, we want to start them young. Na minsan po kasi, pag mga riders na, mahirap na pong pihitin yung mga kanilang understanding. So, aside from the rider clubs, we also target senior high schools.
Yeah, kasi ang dami ngayon, no? When you look at yung mga motorcycle riders, you'll see a lot of them, mga teenagers talaga, and minsan sila yung get into motorcycle accidents. But I learned that you recently launched a road safety initiative for female riders. Ano bang mga challenges na hinaharap ng mga female riders, and how does this initiative address that?
For the female riders, for me, there's no gender difference when riding motorcycle. I think the difference na nakikita ko lang po is yung confidence ng mga female to male. Kasi for us, male, minsan, we tend to be aggressive on the road, especially pag yung nagmamadali or parang na-cut ng onte, tapos ihahabulin mo yung nag-cut sa'yo. So parang ang treatment po namin for female and male, almost the same lang.
Yeah. Right, I would argue that female riders are a bit more defensive siguro when they drive, which is good to an
Safer
extent.
on the road,
Safe to an extent. But at the same time also, minsan di sila napapansin for certain riders, for certain motors especially kapag sa blind side ng kotse, for example. But again, we talk a lot about these programs and in terms of the key changes that siguro have to be made or the re-emphasis. We always talk about yung education. Na-mention natin na it's always been the lack of education. Sa palagay mo ba po, it's the barrier to actually, one, have a license, and two, have access to a motorcycle, especially at a very early age, it's probably maybe too low before they are actually considered to be roadworthy or safe on the road?
For that, ang nagawa na po natin from MDPPA is we're working with LTO na to improve their module para po sa mga driving schools. Kasi right now, to have a student license, you need to undergo road safety schooling or seminars para makapag-apply ka ng student license. Before po kasi, yung mga basic requirements lang, ngayon, you need to undergo a class para at least assured po tayo na lahat ng gumagamit ng karsada natin na may license is may proper training. And hindi din po doon nagtatapos yun. We also now are working with Department of Education. We're lobbying na to input road safety topics in the curriculum. Kasi seminars we can do, yes. Pero if it's instilled in the curriculum ng mga bata, mas mabilis na natin silang mamomold to be a safety advocate or marunong sila mag-isip about safety.
Yeah. Mike, we're talking a lot about the mga seminars and the education, and siguro pwede tayo, because since we have enough time, pwede tayo konting quick workshop dito when it comes to road safety. Let's try to debunk siguro yung mga key myths, or rather the most the advice that you tend to give the most when it comes to yung mga riders, those who are siguro kulang pa sa edukasyon in terms of road safety. What is the most important note that you have been giving constantly to try and change yung mga habits, yung mga hindi pa educated na riders?
Magandang question yun, sir, no? Kasi for the road safety signs, speed limit, lahat po yan is natuturo sa LTO, sa mga schools. Pero more on yung to be courteous and also respect with other riders. And isa po sa binabanggit namin sa mga seminars namin is you should plan your trip ahead of time. So meaning, kung meron kang pupuntahan na lugar, you plan it na hindi ka nag-rush. Kasi when you're rushing towards your destination, you tend to risk your safety practices.
Right.
So pag nagmamadali tayo, minsan, hindi na tayo masyadong defensive mag-ride kasi may hinahabol po tayong oras. So, plan your trips, and also, iwasan po natin na mag-ride na nag-iisip ng problema. And yung mga...
Focused ka lang sa road dapat.
So, wag ka problema.
Lahat tayo may problema, pero pag nag-ride ka na ng motorcycle, pause mo muna yung problema kasi ang focus mo dapat is on the road.
On the road.
Be in the moment. Ayun.
I feel like one of the popular misconceptions also is yung sa gear, sa safety gear. Of course, yung helmet is a must, right? But people sometimes sasabihin nila yung mga gloves, the proper footwear, parang optional lang yun. Is that true? Kasi I know there is this philosophy, all the gear all the time.
Yes.
Diba? So how important is yung tama yung gear mo? Minsan makikita mo naka-chinelas, right? Yung mga naka-motorcycle, the riding slippers, using slippers lang. So how important is yung complete gear talaga?
That's a very nice question. Motorcycle, ang body po ng rider is exposed.
Yes.
Unlike sa four-wheel. So, mas cover po yung body ng rider much better. So, for example, sa shoes, it should be above the ankle shoes and
So
jeans.
parang boots?
Yes
ba?
po.
Okay.
Close to boots and jeans, and also safety jacket, helmet, gloves. And one thing is to wear safety gears, and the other thing is it should be original. Kasi,
okay.
for example po ma'am, we have fake helmets na yung impact po nun, yung liner, yung foam, ay hindi po talaga siya safe na pag nagkaroon ng sudden accidents, na baka yun pa yung maging cause ng trauma natin, head trauma.
May, is there a way for siguro yung mga consumers, yung mga riders to check yung quality ng equipment?
For the helmets, yung ating ICC, meron po siyang sticker na hologram sa likod. Pero unfortunately, pati yung sticker na ICC, na-fake. So much better to buy your gears on an authorized talagang legit na mga shops. Hindi yung mga on the side of the roads.
Okay, so
I guess also it's important to emphasize that even if you're just going on a short trip, it's still important to wear your safety gear. Kasi iba would argue na dyan lang naman ako sa kanto pupunta. So why am I going to wear all my safety gear? So it's important that you wear that even if you're going short distances.
I have a question about yung mga safety acronyms, simply because again as a motorist, I'm not a rider, just to be completely fair. But yung acronym na ginagamit ng mga riders or the car drivers is yung blow baguettes, right? In terms of the safety acronyms. Is there something special for motorcycle riders in particular?
Usually almost the same. ang ina-add lang namin doon, like yung tick clocks, ang ina-add lang po namin doon sa pinakadulo is self. Kasi ang basically, ang sinishare po natin doon, yung mga inspection natin for the motorcycle, like yung fluids, yung tires, yung brakes, and yung gears, and also yung pinaka-last itself. Kasi ang dati, ang lagi lang po nating pinapacheck is yung motorcycle. Pero ang pinaka-importante rin po doon yung gagamit ng motorcycle. Na dapat you're mentally and physically healthy para mag-operate ng motorcycle.
We're running out of time, but before we let you go, we want to bring up tong argument namin ni Paolo that we almost forgot we were gonna ask him.
Kago off-air na to pero let's go. Go.
But are the big bikes or big motorcycles, are they allowed to park sa spaces that are allotted for cars?
That's a very tricky question. No?
Si Paolo kasi no.
No,
Ako, yes.
they're allowed. They are allowed. Don't get me wrong. They are allowed. I just don't think it's right.
Are they allowed to use car spaces anywhere?
For my personal opinion, they can park on the parking space of the four-wheelers. But in terms of space po kasi, they can also park on the motorcycle. So,
kahit yung mga big bike?
Yes.
Okay.
So, I think it's their own preference kung saan po nila gustong mag-park. Pero for the rate kasi, ang mangyari doon, if they will park on the four wheels, it will be the rate for four wheels. So, yun po yun. And siguro, if I'm gonna think as that leisure bike or big bike owner, iniiwasan din po siguro nila kasi doon sa motorcycle parking, masyadong tight po yung mga space.
Masikip
Usually po kasi sa mga big bikes, mahirap po siyang i-park and mahirap din po siyang tanggalin doon sa parking. Kaya siguro mas naglilin sila na they will pay more, doon na lang sila magpa-park doon sa four wheels.
Magkakaroon tayo ng we're gonna have a poll for that.
This,
yes or no? Can they park or not?
Kasi the heartbreak kasi nang umiikot ka sa parking, nahirap ka na mag-park. Siguro mga 10 minutes ka na umiikot sa parking lot. Tapos akala mo, may bakante! Paglapit mo, may motorcycle. Sakit talaga. Sakit talaga. But anyway, all of that aside.
That was a great conversation with you, Mike. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Michael John Lopez, the Road Safety Committee Chairman of the MDPPA. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, up next, find out how a fashion style created a tight-knit community among Filipinos through so-called Amikaji, or simply the Japanese interpretation of American casual. That story after the break. Don't go away. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back.
Looking back here.
Here, Andy, let's find out who these returning champions are.
They were legends. They conquered the toughest questions.
We're bringing you a truly special episode.
They are back, older, wiser.
Let's just have fun.
Buzzworthy, unbeatable. And now,
We bring you the return of the champions.
Bilyonaryo Quiz Bee
That is correct.
on Bilyonaryo News Channel.
And welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. Now, a fashion style originating from Japan is taking over the closets of Filipinos. Now, if you combine preppy but dapper, casual but sharp, and tito but modern, you get Amikaji. Now, what is it exactly? What's the story of how it came to be? Now, joining us in the studio this morning is the founder of Amekaji Philippines Community, Kiichiro Shibue. I hope I say that right.
Yeah, correct.
Perfect. It's a beautiful day. Kiichiro, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Let's talk about Amekaji first.
Yeah, okay.
What does the word Amekaji mean? Where did it come from? And of course, what does it actually explain?
Okay. So Amekaji is the, like as you said earlier, interpretation of the American casual.
Mm-hmm.
So in Japan, as Japanese, we call American Kajuaru. And then in shorten, that's why Amekaji.
Okay, understand.
So what makes an outfit Amekaji?
Yeah, so...
What is the look?
So what is a look? It's like the wearing the, like me, denim, wearing the military wear, and then like work shirts. You're also wearing that jacket. It's like Amekaji.
Oh, so it's like Amekaji.
Denim shirts too.
Ooh, it's a good thing we wore
Yeah, we wore
denim
denim.
today.
We chose this
match.
today. Yeah. So, I mean, like when you talk about, because Japan, what I love about Japan is that in general, the styles that come from Japan, they're very wide-ranging. You could go in every direction. There's always going to be a particular Japanese style when it comes to this. When we talk about how the Japanese style American casual, what makes it Japanese in that way? What makes it your own?
So the style.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, because Japan has the many, the like magazines, and then now we're inspired by social media also, and then we love to mixing the style, the streetwear, and then like the Amekaji style. So now it's showing up like the style. So yeah. So the Filipino also now that they started to wearing the Amekaji style.
Yes.
Oh, that's good. Wearing the bandana like me.
Oh, that's perfect.
What made you decide to bring Amekaji here to the Philippines?
Because when I came here, mainstream was the street fashion.
Okay.
Almost 3 years ago. Yeah. People go to Nike, like Adidas. They look for the sneakers, right?
Yeah.
So and then, but since before, I really love the Amekaji fashion. So that's why I wanted to spread out the beautiful culture from the Japan to the Philippines. So that's why I started to the community account first. And then 2 years ago, so 2023, I decided to hold Amekaji event in Makati. So at this time, I didn't know that many people wearing the Amekaji items.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised. I thought that only a few people, only the people who love Amekaji. But it was first event, but 200 people came to our event.
Yeah. Very impressive.
Yes.
I really like how 3 years ago, your perception of Filipino streetwear was more, I think the term used back then was athleisure.
Yeah.
It was more athleisure centered. And right now, we're seeing a bit more refinement, I think is the right word to put, in terms of the streetwear style. I mean, like we're seeing more people in leather shoes, the boots, and, being able to pair that with it's almost sort of 90s inspired as well in terms of the silhouette, right? What are your personal biggest inspirations? You talk about magazines, you talk about looks. Can you give us an insight to what inspires you to style yourself?
So style myself. Actually, before I really inspired by the magazine, the Japanese magazine. But nowadays, actually just how can I say? Like, when I see the item and then at this time I feel cool, I just choose that. So I don't any differ to the people or like something. Just only I just coming from myself. when I see the items, oh, that's cool.
Okay.
Okay, I just want to have it. And
Yeah.
then I just think of the styling by myself.
How do you curate the pieces in your collection? And do these items tell a story, or do they have like a history?
Yes, as you said,
Okay.
I consider the story and then the history.
Okay.
But in my case, the important point is if it's made in USA or not. Because the Amekaji is coming from the American culture.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why I always consider if it's made in USA or not.
Okay. Okay.
That's so interesting. When we talk, we call it Amekaji because it has this Japanese style.
Yeah.
But because it's here in the Philippines, I'm sure there's also practicality considerations, considering the extreme heat here and how hot
yes.
denim could be.
Exactly.
Do you feel that the Amekaji community here in the Philippines is starting to put their own flavor into what Amekaji is?
Yes. So people here in the Philippines, they prefer to wear selvage denim, and then the denim, and then the denim jacket. Like mostly denim on denim. But I think that in Japan, during the summertime, they wear vintage T-shirts and the military pants.
Right.
And then like just sandals. And then sometimes Hawaiian shirts, chino pants, and then like the sneakers. So actually, just only relaxed fit in Japan. But
in
here,
Japan,
here they prefer to wear more, like
more layers, it's more put
layers,
together.
and then
That is so interesting because it's so hot here.
But you know how Filipinos are, even if it's hot here in our country, a lot of us still wear jackets.
Do you know the term tiis ganda?
I don't know.
So
it actually means that just to look good, just to look fashionable,
it's okay to be
it's okay to be uncomfortable.
If you look,
exactly. Because in Japan also we say the fashion is patient.
Okay, fashion patient. Oh, okay, I understand.
If you want to be fashionable, you have to be patient.
Okay, I get that.
So,
that's so
style
funny.
over comfort,
Yeah,
I guess,
yes.
right? But for someone who's new to Amekaji, what would you recommend? I mean, what staple piece would you recommend that they start with?
So I think the easy one is, I think, as I said earlier, denim.
Yeah.
Denim is the easiest.
Denim jacket?
Denim jacket and the denim pants is the easier. But in my opinion, you don't need to care about the what piece it is, like where it is coming from, or what brand. I think I don't need to care. You just follow your feelings. When you feel it's good, you just wear it. You just try it. To challenge is the most important. Whatever we wear.
Do you actually have a store, a physical store, or everything online?
No, actually we don't have that. We are organizing the event only.
Yes. Okay. So like a pop-up.
Yeah, no, it's a community that's growing for sure.
Okay.
And again, you came here 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And Amekaji here in the Philippines is starting to grow, starting to find its own voice, I'm sure.
Yeah.
How have you seen it evolve from when you started out? Because you told us about the beginning. I think 200 people in your very first event. Can you tell us a bit about how the community has grown since then?
Yeah. So at first, we didn't know each other. Even our exhibitors, we didn't know each other. Oh, like this one. Now the photos are here. Yeah, we didn't know each other, but now, So even the visitors, I feel like they're became the friend. And then even every week we are gathering in the we have Amekaji Bikers Club. So every Sunday we are gathering in the spot, and then we just not only the exhibitors, and then we became one of the best friends, exhibitors, and then the visitors.
How would you describe the culture that you have developed with the Amekaji community here in the Philippines? Because what I love about the photos here, first of all, it's definitely all streetwear. It's very practical and stylish at the same time. Practical in the sense that you're allowed to move. I don't know about the heat, right? It's a different story. But I mean, the fact that I see maybe a fourth of the photos, everyone has a coffee. It feels like there's a bit of the coffee culture there as well. How would you describe the culture of your community?
Yeah. So before many people already wear the Amekaji. But once I started the event and then the community, finally we could define, oh, this is our fashion it is. So we call Amekaji. since before we are aware that they are aware, but finally they can be proud of our fashion style.
How do you achieve that Amekaji style, that Amekaji look?
Yeah, 'cause it's so funny because you actually sat down and you're like, oh, that's what you're wearing. It's almost Amekaji. Almost. Not everything yet. This is not denim.
But is there like a certain like combination? Because I know when you look at what he's wearing, diba, it's like layers.
Yeah.
Is there like a formula to get that Amekaji look?
Yeah. So actually, it's difficult because it's broadened
depends,
meanings. Yeah, broadened
Okay.
meanings. Amekaji it is. Just only wearing like this, and some people called, oh, you're wearing Amekaji item or Amekaji style. So if it's in Japan, but here maybe it's better to wear it like denim, and then the like military wear, and then I think the leather boots.
Yeah.
Leather boots.
Yeah.
We gotta get ourselves leather boots,
Look,
Pao.
I have size 12 feet, okay? It's so hard looking for leather boots that aren't military wear, all right? But, and I've tried. But when you look at, when people who are trying to get into it, trying to experiment with this new look and seeing how it all works out, I mean, I think one of the things that do stand out also is that I mentioned a while ago, the silhouette is very 90s.
Yes.
The silhouette is very 90s. Now, for the people who were born in the year 2010s and the 2000s,
The young ones,
the young ones, how would you describe to them what the silhouette is?
So especially for the Gen Z.
Yeah, Gen Z, the younger ones.
And also, how do you adapt, to a
Those who
younger
want to look
market?
like us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how do you adapt to that? How do you explain it to them?
I think the biggest factor is, I think, the social media.
Yes.
And then even the celebrities, not only in the Philippines, especially US and then Korea and then Japan, their fashion is like ordi nowadays, right? Especially the fashion is determined every 30 or 20 years.
I know.
So that's why now, 1990s, it's like look good, right?
Yeah, is there a fashion trend that you want to come back?
Yes.
What do you want to come back?
50s to 60s. Yeah.
50s to 60s.
So how would you define 50s? 50s.
What is the 50s, 60s look?
50s Americana is greaser, leather jackets, plain tees, fitted jeans.
Yes.
The skinny jeans.
And sneakers.
Yes.
Yeah, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, like this. And then like the 50s, 60s, that's the, like wearing the most Amekaji style. When I look back the picture, 1960s America fashion. Like suit also, like the, very classic. Yeah, even this kind of shirts, it is coming from the inspired by the 1950s, 60s.
Yeah. So is that the next step for you? Do you feel like 50s, 60s Amikaji is coming up? We're going to go back in time from the 90s?
Yes.
That's the next style he'll be introducing.
So let's see.
We'll look forward to that. And wear that on the show.
Yeah, well, let's see first. I don't know if I can rock the tighter fitting jeans yet. But that's
Skinny
okay.
jeans.
That's okay. Again, he is the founder of Amekaji Philippines Community, Kiichiro Shibue. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you so much.
That was fantastic talk. Thank you.
Now from the streets of Tokyo to the stars above. See what the universe has in store for you in our horoscope of the day with Feng Shui Master Hans Kua after the break. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. And welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. Now, what do the stars have in store for us today? Let's go find out from our resident energizer and feng shui master, Hans Kua, in our horoscope of the day. Take it away, Master Hans.
Good morning! It's a beautiful day with me, Master Hans Kua. Ito po ang horoscope ngayong Happy Friday, May 30. Para sa mapinanganak ng Year of the Rat, huwag matakot magmahal muli. Pero learn from the past. Tan at 9. Kay Year of the Ox naman tayo, maghanap ng work-life balance para hindi mapagod. Mustard at 5. Sa mga Year of Tiger naman tayo, drink tea para mapanatili ang healthy na metabolism. Olive at 4. Sa Year of the Rabbit naman, communication is the key para sa matibay na pagsasama. Burgundy at 1. Kay Dragon naman tayo, huwag magmadali sa desisyon. Timbangin ang pros at cons. Coral at 2. Kay Year of the Snake naman tayo mag-set ng financial goals para sa susunod na 6 na buwan. Orange at 7. Ito naman! Kay Year of the Horsey, magsimula ng regular na exercise upang mapanatili ang lakas. Platinum at 8. Sa mga Year of the Sheep din mag-exercise din tayo para mapanatili natin ang sigla ng ating katawan. Copper at 6. Sa Year of the Monkey naman maghanap ng mentors o inspirasyon upang mapabuti ang iyong trabaho. Silver at 5. Rooster naman tayo, magbawas ng stress sa pamamagitan ng deep breathing exercise. Violet at 9. Kay Year of the Dog, magpahinga kapag kinakailangan. Huwag pilitin ang sarili kung pagod na. Orange at 3. At kay Year of the Pig, mag-focus sa professional growth at huwag matakot na sumubok ng bago. Scarlet at 3. Ako po, si Master Hans Kua. Paalala lang ito po'y patnubay lamang. Ang tunay na swerte ay nagsisimula sa pagiging totoo. Abangan araw-araw ang horoscope of the day. Dito lang po sa It's a Beautiful Day!
Thank you so much, Master Hans Kua. Medyo subdued yung energy niya today.
End of the month End of the month kasi. Friday na like pahinga na tayong lahat. Again, thank you so much, Master Hans Kua. Even though, I don't know, may konting shade yung ano niya sa atin.
I know, both of us. Mag-exercise daw tayo.
Mag-workout na daw kami.
Grabe naman si Master Hans.
But you know what? I'll take that advice. Why not?
I'll run like Tom Cruise. I'll climb Mount Everest like this.
A climber from Nepal, dubbed the Everest Man, reaches new heights. 55-year-old Kamirita Sherpa broke his own record by reaching the peak of the world's highest mountain for the 31st time. Sherpa first stood on top of Mount Everest back in 1994 while working for a commercial expedition. He has climbed Everest almost every year since. While guiding guests, clients amid the milestones, Sherpa says he did not actually plan on setting the records, and he is focused on working as a tour guide.
31 times!
He casually breaking a record, casually setting the record for going there. Hindi ko na-plan, I just did it.
Yeah, I know.
Grabe.
Maybe his expression would be like, oh, did I? Oh cool.
Naka-31 na ba ako? Oh, yeah, I guess so. Grabe, but again...
Man, what a feat!
Like, people die to just climb Mount Everest. Like, a Filipino did pass away.
Yeah.
God rest his soul, climbing up Mount Everest. I actually saw breakdowns of how much it would actually cost to go up Mount Everest. I think in terms of the dollar amount, I think it's definitely in the six figures. I think it was 800,000 or 700, something huge. But when you look at the effort it takes, ibang klase, to do it 31 times.
Exactly.
My goodness. And look at him.
Tapos and then they drink beer after.
Well, dapat lang. Dapat lang. I mean, if you climb Mount Everest and if you don't take a beer after, what are you doing with your life?
I feel like maybe his body has already adapted to the rigorous climb. Because if you do it again and again, you know, your body gets used to that. It adjusts to, you know, the challenges, the everything that you need to face to climb that mountain. So mag-adjust na yung body mo yung resistance mo, yung strength mo, right?
Ang tawa ako, sorry. story, na-distract ako sa balloon arch eh.
Bakit?
May balloon arch and congratulations 31. Akala mo 31 years old lang siya eh, no?
Maybe he does feel like he's just 31.
You know what? Why not?
Kasi he's super fit.
But then again, congratulations to him. Congratulations to the record. And you know what? That's 31 climbs up there. But we are also celebrating someone with 38 years instead.
Yes, we want to give a shout out to Abante as they celebrate their 38th anniversary today. Nearly 4 decades of news that is mabilis, mabangis, and walang mintis.
I would have died to hear Mo say that. Again, for those wondering kung bakit dalawa lang po kami, our very own Monique Tucson is destroying Italy.
Yeah.
What does that mean? I don't know either. But then she will be back next month.
Next month na?
Kasi
next month.
Oo, kasi May 13
Oh my goodness. Oo nga.
Next month, May 13 na. So, babalik siya next month. Alright, so magja-June na.
We're halfway through the year. That's crazy. Ngayon ko lang, it just, ngayon lang nag-sink in. Hold on.
Oo nga, grabe.
Wow.
Lang yan. It's near my birthday. Getting there, not there yet. And that is it for us this Friday, May 30. Ako po si Paolo del Rosario. Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm Anne Asis-Carilo. Quick shout out to my face and skin sponsors, Doc Sai and Jan of Lift Clinic and Tita Wena of Pino Beauty Lounge. Now, wherever this day and this weekend takes you, remember to choose joy and spread kindness. Join us again on Monday at 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. only here on
It's a Beautiful Day.